Awesome.
Great.
Cool. Welcome everyone to the last weekly sync. I'm sad, but also happy to see like the final products. I kind of cheated and looked at the deploy preview link just to like see it a little bit. It looks awesome. But I will pass it off. So we'll have April doing the demos today, and then Graham doing the retros. Cool. I'll pass it off to you, April.
All right. I mean, I don't know that there's really a whole lot for me to do today because y'all work together as a team. So there's no need to separate it off into, parts. So I guess I'll toss it over to you guys to show us the things that you want to show off. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, we were meeting before this. I think I'll go ahead and share the kind of app. And then Fatima wanted to walk through a little bit of like the code. So okay, do you see can you see my screen?
I do.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so welcome to Shop Smart, your AI driven shopping list. And as you can see, this is kind of our home screen. When you don't have like a token already added into like local storage, you're presented with like two options. You can either create a new list, or you can add a shareable or a token that you were working on before, or maybe like a friend's token. So I'll go ahead and add a token here. So once you add a token, you can see the token that you're using up here. We have the list already, present. We have a little like filter box, so we can start searching for, different items that we have in our list already. And in this list, it's ordered by soon, not so soon, and like inactive at the bottom. Each one's different, colored a little bit different, just to show like, different sections. And let's see, down here, we have the button to add a new item to the list.
Awesome. Got to figure out what you haven't already added.
Exactly. Yeah, we already have a long list. Already been using this quite a bit. So you can add an item name here, select whether soon, kind of soon, or not so soon, and add to list. A couple different pop-ups if we already have it in there. Say items already in your list, or that it was accepted. Let's see, I'll also show if we remove the token, a couple of the alerts showing that so if you add like an invalid token, see, like token does not exist. So and you can also delete an item, so get a little delete modal pop up. Just delete, and it'll delete it from the database. So yeah, I think that covers it.
Did you put any special styling on the checkbox, or is it just a standard checkbox?
The checkbox, yeah, actually it does have, so for styling, we use Tailwind CSS, and there's, some additional like rounded edges, fill in the box, or fill in background color and whatnot. So
do they fill by status? So like if you click a green one at the top?
Sure. Let's see.
I was just curious.
I think
it'd be interesting to see if there's a way for that could be adjusted. I mean, it looks great even just with the red, but it'd be kind of fun if that could coordinate with the color.
Yeah, I believe it does, because I think this has to do with the switch. So in each of the switch cases, like the checkbox and the border will be like dependent with the same color. But
I do see
Fatima, maybe you could probably talk a little bit more about that. But
yeah, I do see that now that you clicked them, they went from green to the red color. So
yeah,
great.
I think that's full functionality. So that's our app, Shop Smart.
Really nice. Yay.
Hey.
Great job.
Thank you. And then I can pass it off to Fatima for the code.
All right, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Can you see my screen fine?
Mhm.
Okay. So to add styling, we use Tailwind, and the reason why we use Tailwind is it's really easy to add styling because you just add the Tailwind classes. So this is the configuration file for Tailwind, and this is where we added our custom fonts and colors, the image, background image that we used. And then we also used or installed this Tailwind CSS Forms plugin, which is what was used to style the checkboxes
Oh,
for
okay.
each item. Yeah. And with Tailwind and Create React App, we had to install Krakow and change the scripts to Krakow, and I think it stands for Create React App. Or I have it up here. Create React App configuration override.
Mm.
And then this is just the configuration file for Krakow. I'll find its own CSS and auto prefixes. So all the styling for each element, we just added the Tailwind classes. I can show you examples of a few items. So this is for each item element, and this is how we conditionally styled the item based on the state. So whether it's inactive, soon, kind of soon. So this is the border.
Okay.
And, oh yeah, so we have the item class and the checkbox class here. So the checkbox styling is under checkbox class. And was there any particular styling that you wanted to take a look at?
Is it something that you're most proud of?
I really like the styling for the checkboxes here.
Nice.
I remember what that used to look like. And
Yeah.
I like this so much more. You've done a fantastic job.
It's always fun to see the when the polish goes on, you know, like the functionality's been slowly building up and then all of a sudden it's this nice little ta-da. I like it. Really, really great
Yeah.
choices. I like the color palette too. Now you guys put your mood board up in the channel. And it's really fun, bright colors. And it works really well.
Yeah,
I'm
love
really
seeing
proud
the.
that we. Oh, I was
Go
gonna say, I'm also really proud that we busted out all of the styling in like 1 week.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
And
that's
the
impressive.
area labels as well. So like seeing that a screen reader would read that out with the item name as well. It's really nice.
Just a little perspective too, Andrew. They had one member who was out for a bit in the beginning, and so we got behind by one issue in order to keep from getting overloaded at any one time. So week 12 was kind of a finish that last issue and start styling, which pushed all the styling into 1 week for them to pull it together. So
Wow, nice work.
yeah, they made a really great adjustment and did a fantastic job. So
That's great. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Was there one part that you found kind of difficult to style or to complete?
I think styling the size of the container and the height to make sure it fills up.
Height,
Yeah, and
always an issue.
the scrolls, right? It was just a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, and I think too, like maybe the first thing that at least like I started on was like maybe like smaller stuff like buttons, but like I found we kind of needed to work like from the outside in, like getting everything like with proper containers and divs and whatnot. Because it was too hard to like try to get it like the button placed perfectly if it's not like in a proper container. So that was the hardest part, I guess, just like starting off. But once we tackled that, it got pretty fun. So
Awesome. Looks great. This is awesome.
Really nice work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm probably, I mean, I'm really happy to have seen your demo. I'm probably gonna drop and let you do your last retro, but I did want to just say, like, if we're not already connected on LinkedIn, let's definitely connect. I'm more than happy, as you all are, trying to get jobs and all those kinds of things, to introduce you to anybody in my network, or recommend you to the CEO or whatever you want me to do. But I'm super proud of you for the work you've done over the last 8 weeks, and great work on the app. I mean, it looks amazing, and huge thank you to the mentors for all the support you gave your team over the last couple of months. Nice job, well done. And hopefully I'll see some of you in Career Lab, I think, right?
I think everybody
Definitely.
signed up for Career Lab.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Cool. All right, take care,
Great.
everybody.
Thanks, Andrew.
thanks, Andrew.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Andrew.
Bye.
All right. Well, I'll pass it over to you, Graham.
All right. Let me first of all share this all with you so you can open it up, and then I will share my screen. Oops, that was the wrong button. Did you know that Alt on a Mac turns off your Alt-C turns off your camera on a Mac? That's a new thing on me. I'm not used to using Windows computers. Cool. Hi. Yes. So that is the link to the retro. And let me share my screen. Technical difficulties aside. All right. So we have a retro here. I've gotten us started a little bit. I've put in my first 2 shout outs, although honestly, I didn't quite finish the second one. So anyways, here, so the first one is just the shout out to everybody. So for pushing through to the end and creating such a fully functional, good looking, smart shopping list application. Huge shout out, congratulations, awesome job. The second one is directed almost specifically at April. For particular being a fantastic source of mentor truth for all things front end, because whenever Jono and I seem to troubleshoot an issue, we can look and we can discover and escalate, but at the end of the day, you're the one who's kind of come through and said, this is the right way to do it. So thank you for all that you've done there.
Of course, you're welcome.
But now I will shut up and tell me, who needs a shout out?
Well, I'm going to return the favor back to Graham for his work in helping them in regards to the database setup. And when those initial kind of hiccups came through, and being able to help them all kind of identify and adjust how they could change the structure there.
Okay. I'm going to be editing these things, but you all have edit permission. So if I'm not capturing your statements correctly, please correct them for me. Anyone else need a shout out?
Yeah, I think especially for like this last week, definitely shout out to Fatima for like the initial really nice styling for like the list. That kind of like kicked us off and enabled us to like reuse code and kind of like build off of that. I think like throughout like the entire app. So yeah, really good work there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
I'm gonna second that. The team has been really clutch this round, getting things set up and getting our mood board set up as well.
Yeah, mood board turned out nicely. And then then one more thing with Mandy, nice work on like the alert boxes and all the logic. Like I know it was like a kind of like a refactor that you were working on like a long time, and came out like really nice looking. So good job.
Oh, thanks. I have April to thank for redirecting me when I got a little too in my head about what I needed to do. So thank you for April as well.
No worries. Been there. Too many times, sadly.
I think naming things and deciding what is a good level of abstraction are like maybe two of the hardest things.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a little bit after we hopped off our call, and that prop being named item, I think, is partially what kind of made it harder for you to locate what was happening if it had been named item ID, because it was being sent in as an item ID. I don't know, maybe it would have gotten you where you needed to be just a smidge quicker. I'm not sure, but
yeah, there were
definitely
two tiny
where-
things. Yeah, that you pointed out. And when you pointed them out, I had this light bulb moment. I was like, oh my God. I strayed so far because of this tiny thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, given that you've now presented to Andrew, begs the question, did we reach our goals this week? Why or why not?
Very much so, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Seconded.
Turned out great.
Why was this a success? You know, what went really, really well?
I think just the end product, like I'm really proud of how, like, just the whole, kind of app. Sure, we have like a kind of phase 2 type like thoughts on how we can improve, but I think like just for the MVP, it like turned out like beyond expectations. So
Do you guys think that you scoped the work appropriately in that you didn't bite off too much, but still bite off enough to get something that you're proud of?
I think
Yeah.
so.
And we did our like at the beginning of the week create the subtasks, which was really useful again for doing the styling.
Nice.
Nice.
I just want to say, like, you also did all this stuff as well as an extra ticket. So that's like awesome.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
It's a lot to get all that styling in 2 weeks, let alone a week and a quarter.
Yeah, it was a race at the end. Again, like I think our trust level with each other's intuition and like being able to groke, I guess, the descriptions we write after the meeting's over on Monday has increased too. So like our ability to work asynchronously smoothly was really on point this week.
That's great.
All right. So there's one thing I always love saying, software teams are about people, not about work. So how do you guys feel this week? Fatima, I'm going to pick on you first.
I feel very proud of the ending project that we created together. I think it looks really good.
Awesome. Jordan?
Yeah, I think I don't know, I'm a little sad that it's like over. I'm gonna miss like working together and like our little group, but yeah, definitely I don't know, proud, it's a good word.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mandy?
I'm going to back up just a little. I won't talk long, but I came into this off of a really long break from coding and burnout. And this is like my first time working in a group since like late 2020. And I just like the difference in confidence and optimism that I have now is really hard to describe, but it's actually feels really nice.
That's super good to hear. I love that.
Yeah, 2020 was tough. So this like I feel like I'm ending on a super high note.
That's awesome.
That kind of journey back from burnout.
Last but certainly not least, Shalom, how are you feeling?
For me, I've really enjoyed the experience. It's been a huge learning experience for me, particularly with the use of GitHub and working with teams. And it's been, a lot of my projects were solo projects prior to the Collab Lab. So it's been great, like working on a team and kind of learning from everyone else. Yeah, and for me, the last 2 weeks, I haven't been as involved as I would have liked since I started a new job. but even in that, like kind of, seeing what the team was working on, and then also taking my experience here into this new job for me has been really awesome, because I'm actually applying a lot of that I learned through this experience, working with a team at my new job. So that has been really awesome, because I think without this experience, I would have felt like the learning curve was a lot higher at this new job. So this has been really awesome for me. So thank you all for all the work you put in to this project.
Well, congratulations on your new role.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I agree. It's hard to really convey the value of learning how to collaborate on a team until you've been in it, and then once you're in it, and then all of a sudden you're like, and it doesn't take much, like these 8 weeks, just that experience of being able to kind of have that feel. And then it just takes so many blocks off when you get that first role, so I love that. That's part of why this program exists. I think it's super important. So many programs focus only on learning to code, and this piece is super important as well. So.
%. So I've kind of jumped the gun a little bit earlier, but what worked well this last week? Mentioned async working style. What else?
Yeah, to expound on that, like if without that ability, I just don't think we would have gotten nearly as far.
Right.
We had a lot to get through. So yeah, had we not gained that like trust and skill, it would have been much harder.
And also like under async, but just like the communication on Slack, I feel like we had a really good like rhythm of like when people committed stuff or like, what they were working on, kind of just, everyone, like, I felt like updated, all the time. So there was no kind of like,
I think
we
you
did
first
rhythm
time with the Y
again.
there, Graham.
Oh goodness.
HY.
Help me out here.
HY.
What?
Yeah, I think
HY. Yeah. THYN. Right.
there you go.
Oh, with THM. Oh God.
all right, software engineers, not English majors there.
Yes.
Right?
I'll check this
No
for a
spelling
reason.
bee. Yeah.
Exactly.
Software engineer built
All
that.
right.
We did good planning in the beginning of the week too. So we for each subtasks, if we were working on it, we would put our name on the subtasks.
Yeah, that helped prevent collisions or, like two people working on the same thing. That was a good idea.
You guys kind of fell into a similar rhythm that my team uses. We have a kickoff meeting every Monday where we just connect for about 35-40 minutes at the most, just to see what everybody's working on and who can help who. And so it's.
Well, that's funny that we landed there.
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything that could have gone better? If you were going to do this again next week, what would you change?
I feel like a lot of work this week came like in the later part of the week. I know we're kind of like up against the deadline, so there's a lot of stuff to do like in the last, 3-4 days. But yeah, maybe like, I don't know, work a little bit more like earlier on, just to spread it out a little more even. But
Yeah.
Yeah. On that note, though, we also did this through a holiday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
And Jordan had his birthday yesterday. Like, this is a packed week.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. But definitely worked out. So
Yes, that could be an improvement to not do that. Good call.
All right. Is there anything else you want to bring up? And that looks like someone else has already added the first discussion point.
Yeah, that was me.
Take it. Please do.
I just wanted to ask, what is next for you all as Collabies, and how can we as mentors support?
Well, we're all doing career labs.
That's true.
That's super exciting.
Shalom had kind of her already in progress next
Yeah.
steps, which is her new job. So
On a new job.
Yeah.
are you coding at this job?
I am, yes.
Nice.
So for a software engineering role for a small startup. So it's nice that I get to kind of see everything, kind of not just one aspect of the app we're working on, but back end, front end. And so it's been a good experience so far.
Great.
Awesome.
That's so exciting.
Well, the other thing I'll add is you guys have our contact information, I think, and if not, we'll make sure you do. So always do feel free to reach out if you ever want to just talk or need advice or just want to connect and see what's up.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
are the three of you going to be in career labs?
Oh, indeed.
I'm not doing it this time around, but I have several coworkers who are fantastic who are going to be doing it. So you might bump into some of them.
Nice.
I can just say absolutely ditto to that comment.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's it.
Well, let's close the retro.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. Well done.
So I always like to make sure that people know about a resource that I find really helpful for those of you who are interested in maybe doing a little bit more deeper dive or continuing along the front end route. There is a website called Front End Mentor. I think it's frontendmentor.io. And I really like their program. They have free options and they do have a paid option, which includes you get access to the actual design boards. I think they're Figma boards. But what's really nice about it is it's a really nice way to replicate the front end process because there's a project, they give you what the final views should look like, as well as all of the assets in a basic setup for you. You download the repo or you clone the repo over and it comes requisite with like all the images, the SVGs, etc. And then you have the styles of what they should look like for mobile as well as desktop. And so you can kind of build them out. And some of them are even set up in a way that it's like a shop page. It's with like a shoe on it. So you could even extend it if you wanted to go into like a full stack and do something with a database and API points, endpoints, and so forth. It's kind of a nice, for me, one of the things that I struggled with as I was trying to figure out things that I could build, because I think it's really valuable to build things instead of just doing tutorials and things, was what do I build? And I'm not a designer, so I don't have that creative spark. So I found that front end mentor to be really helpful because it gave me the design, and then I was then tasked to implement it. And there's no set way on how you can implement it. Like it's free to do it however you want. And then they have a really, really supportive and active Slack group as well. So when you do get stuck or you have questions or whatever, there's a place to go to and ask for people who are familiar with the projects as well. So it's a fun resource.
Is that the right link?
What's that?
Is that the right link?
Let me check. Yes, that's it. Awesome. Thank you. I meant to have it handy and, I was running late.
What Teams for?
And how many challenges did you do?
You know what? I actually only ended up doing one challenge in the end because I was fortunate enough to have gone from an internship into my current job. And so I had kind of started it as I was somewhere in the process, either before or during my internship. And so I like when I'm given a free blank canvas to do what I want, I prefer to build mobile first and then use media queries to bump it up. I find that process to be much smoother than trying to build it for a desktop and then smoosh it down into the mobile. So I got so far as to get my project fully mobily designed and functional. And then I just never went back through and got all my media queries and took it to a tablet and a desktop size. So 80% done.
I've added that into the retro notes as well, since the Zoom chat will disappear.
Thank you. Yeah, so one day I might actually go back and finish that up since I have it sitting there. Almost done.
Cool. Well, if there's nothing else, I don't want to keep everyone for the full hour. If there's nothing else, so I just want to say it was amazing meeting all of you and seeing you work on this project and then working with the other mentors. What a fantastic cohort. You all are amazing. Yeah.
Really great job. You guys, you
Great
had
job.
a lot of adjustments and you sailed through it beautifully. So
Thanks for all your hard work. It's awesome.
Thanks so much for the mentorship too.
enjoy
All of
Career
you.
Lab.
Yeah, we'll be around in Slack if this cohort channel isn't going anywhere. So feel free to post questions or anything on there as well.
Yep.
Right on. Thank you so much for all your help.
Yeah.
You're very welcome.
Thanks for volunteering your time to mentor us and help us.
You're welcome.
It's a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
and feel free to come back around again when you feel like you've gotten a little bit more experience underneath you to mentor yourselves. It's actually really fun to see previous Collabbies come back in as mentors. I've been involved with at least one person who came in and for one of our sessions when we had a mentor that was going to be out for the week and she had gone the full circle.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank
Cool.
you all, and we'll see you around.
Yeah. See you around.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.